Throughout our 130 years, the Summit has been blessed with the work of some really exceptional lay people, and probably the one that has given the most to the Summit is Mr. Edward Tyrrell. The Summit, it's very interesting. If you look at our history, we kind of reflect the history of the Catholic Church in the United States with the increasing role of lay people in the everyday operations of things. So Mr. Tyrrell came to the Summit in 1971 as the third head of the Summit Boys School. By 1974, he was the headmaster of the whole school under the president, who was a nun. Sister Roseanne Fleming was in the mid-70s. Some of you may know her from her work with the Xavier athletic team, as well as being one of Cincinnati's great women. She also is a graduate of the Summit. In the mid-70s, Mr. Tyrrell and Sister Roseanne facilitated that creation of the boys' upper school, and then very quickly the blending into the coed high school. I almost said middle school there because then kind of mid his career, he worked and was the one that really was crucial to the blending of the girls' middle school and the boys' middle school to create today's co-ed shop middle school. By 1981, the sisters were ready to move on. Sister Frances Joan Miller was the last sister of Notre Dame who was president of the school, and at that point, Mr. Tyrrell became the headmaster of the entire school, working with a lay board of trustees, and that is the model that we currently work with today. Just a note, in the mid-2000s, at that point the Summit did start working a lot more hand in hand with the Sisters of Notre Dame and really sort of reestablish that bond as a Notre Dame learning community. So Mr. Tyrrell had 32 years here at the Summit. In 2003, he decided he was going to retire. There was a big ceremony in the chapel. The mayor at the time declared, I believe it was Mayor Bobby Stern, declared the day in May in Cincinnati as Edward C. Tyrrell Day. There were representatives from each of the 32 classes that had graduated under Mr. Tyrrell's guardianship. And it was standing room only in the chapel. In mid-2005-06 school year, Mr. Tyrrell returned to help us through a really difficult time and worked as headmaster through that second semester of that year. So he got to see one more class graduate under his direction.